Hi, I'm Pat Doris with KGW TV. We're doing this video to help streamline your experience when you sign up for a COVID vaccine, especially at the Oregon Convention Center. The other sites have different software, but the questions will be the same. And the basic idea is once you find a time and a date for the location where you want to get a shot, you're going to have to create a medical health record. And if you do it through the convention center site, it's going to be called My Health. And it's been a little confusing for some folks. Hopefully, we'll give you step-by-step instructions here that you can watch in advance. And then when you're doing it real time, it won't be that surprising or that difficult. Ready? Let's get going. Once you're approved for your eligibility, you're going to end up on this page, which will have some times and dates, and then there'll be some other things that happen. So we're going to just kind of walk you through this. Legacy created this so we could do a demo for you. But imagine that there's times here, and then you'll see our cursor is going to come and click on one of these orange times, and then it opens up in 15-minute increments. Once you check one that you want, it's going to ask you your reason. You type in, I want a vaccine, and then hit schedule it. That brings up something that has messed up some people. So this is where you're creating your medical health record. If you have a My Health account because you're already a legacy patient, you can just sign in right there. If you don't, no problem. You don't have to be a legacy patient. In fact, a lot of you are not going to be legacy patients, but you just go right to the one to the right next door and continue as a guest and click continue then, and it will open up a series of questions. Okay, Legacy says this is going to be what you'll go through. You need to give them your patient information. And this is so they can follow up with you and have a record that you were given this COVID vaccine. So you put in your first name, Joseph, and your last name is Doe. And then you put in your date of birth. And it asks for Social Security number, but you do not have to put that in. You do need to give them an email address so they can send you a confirmation, though, and you're going to need that. Also, enter a phone number, give them your address, give them your city, fill out all the stuff with the red stars. That's required to do here, but hopefully not that hard for you to do. Fill that out with the zip code, and then on the bottom right where it says next, click that. This field asks you for insurance information. If you don't have insurance, don't worry about it, but you do still have to fill this out. So you click this down arrow here, and it will open up a number of insurance companies. If one of them's yours, you click on it, and then you give it the information. But see right below, it says no insurance. You can also click on that as well. They're pretending here that we have United Healthcare West. We've got a user ID number and a second number, subscriber ID, so member ID. And then you're just going to tell the robot that, in fact, you're not a robot. So just click that. And then go to the bottom right where it says schedule it, click on that, and you're almost done. And there it is. It's giving you your confirmation. Your appointment is scheduled. It gives you another chance to sign up if you want for My Health. You don't have to. And you will be sent an email confirmation because you've given them your email information. If you don't get a confirmation within about 10 minutes of scheduling your appointment, you should call 211 and explain that something's gone wrong. But then this is what the page will look like when you get the email confirmation. You want to print this out and take it with you when you're going to get your vaccination because it shows that, in fact, you do have that appointment. Okay, I hope that helps. That's what you're going to encounter when you go down to get that shot. The other thing that the folks at Legacy told me was after you get the shot, you have to wait 15 minutes or maybe 30 minutes, depending on what your past reaction has been to vaccines. But there'll be somebody that comes around and asks you even then if you want to create a My Legacy account. And they're doing that because they can right then and there fill out information for you and schedule your second dose appointment right then and there. They say it's easy and it's fast. So it's my hope that this step-by-step instructional helps you have a better experience when you're signing up for the COVID vaccine. I do hope that it helps. I'm Pat Doris with KGW, and I hope you have a good experience with all of this.